You married a version of her that existed in courting season. She was hopeful then, excited, performing for a future she imagined with you. She smiled like she wanted to keep you. She softened in ways she thought you needed. She adapted because early relationship energy is survival by invitation, curiosity, novelty, sex, and the thrill of being chosen. That version of her was calibrated to win you. Marriage is not the same game. It strips away the audience and reveals private habits, fears, and needs. That reveal terrifies most men because they mistake change for betrayal. It's not betrayal, it's truth. You need to understand 3 brutal, quiet facts. People don't change overnight. They change when the incentives change, and you can't control someone's internal map, only your response to it. The woman you married shifted because the environment shifted. The honeymoon energy that rewarded performative caring disappeared. Daily life, bills, kids, boredom, unresolved tension entered the room. The relationship's scoreboard changed. Her behaviours are not always about you. They're about what the relationship is now giving her in exchange for her effort. Right now, you're probably watching the small moves. Less texting, less affection, more criticism, less curiosity. That's the symptom. Don't get lost there. The diagnosis lies beneath, a drop in emotional ROI. She's assessing the return on the investment of herself. When the return shrinks, when appreciation, respect, or growth feels drained, her mirror changes. She becomes protective of her energy. She reallocates it where it gets more. Often that means redirecting warmth to family, to friends, to work, to old coping mechanisms. Sometimes it looks like withdrawal, sometimes it looks like anger. Both are warning lights, not death sentences. Men are taught to fix things. The thermostat is broken. He calls a repairman. A relationship isn't a thing you fix with tools. It's a living economy of validation, autonomy, need, and respect. Fixing is not the same as leadership. Leadership in marriage is not domination. It's steady presence, clarity of values, and an emotional gravity that people want to orbit. Too often, men double down on controlling tactics, chasing, pleading, bargaining. Those feel like action, but they destroy trust because they communicate scarcity and fear. Scarcity is repulsive, confidence attracts, calmness heals. So what really changes after marriage? 3 core psychological shifts, and each one explains 100 fights. First, the shift from novelty to routine. Novelty releases dopamine, routine releases stability hormones, oxytocin, safety, sometimes boredom. Once the brain no longer expects a high-frequency reward, it stops performing for the applause. That's natural. If you built your connection on an ongoing audition, the performance will fade when the audit ends. The solution isn't to manufacture drama to spike dopamine. That's short-term and hollow. The solution is to convert novelty into meaning, shared projects, rituals that matter, and a vision that's larger than the day-to-day. Help create a future to orient towards. Men who lead with a vision, not by overpowering but by clarity. Create a context where routine becomes rewarding again. Second, the redistribution of identity. Before marriage, many people are performing their best self in a curated spotlight. After marriage, people reclaim parts of their private identity they had subdued to please. That is not a moral failing, it's self-preservation. If she becomes quieter, it might be because she's rediscovering old parts, books, friendships, career ambitions that were sidelined. If she becomes more demanding, it might be because her unmet needs are insisting on being seen. The power move here is not to punish the reclamation. It's to be curious without capitulating, to listen without losing your center, to reevaluate your partnership contract honestly. Mutual growth requires renegotiation. Men who respond with stubbornness instead of adaptability lose influence. Men who respond with blank surrender lose respect. The balance is steady refusal to panic combined with a proactive invitation to renegotiate. Third, the exposure of underlying anxieties. Marriage removes the sugarcoating. It amplifies small wounds. Old family scripts reappear. The way she criticizes might echo how she was criticized growing up. The way she withdraws might be how she protected herself in childhood. You're not the author of her script, but you are an actor in its current scene. Recognize triggers as internal maps, not moral judgments. When she reacts, do not escalate by mirroring chaos. Instead, name the weather. I see you've shut down. I'm here when you want to talk. Calm presence is disarming. It is more persuasive than argument. Strong men are not those who win fights. They are those who diffuse them without losing integrity. Now let's be brutally honest about power and responsibility. Men are often surprised by change and then outraged. The outrage feels righteous, but it's corrosive. Responsibility doesn't mean taking blame for everything that goes wrong. It means owning what you can influence. Your behavior, your emotional tone, and the environment you create. If you want different responses from your partner, change the context that produces the responses. Increase safety, increase appreciation, decrease contempt and sarcasm. Men who win at marriage trade pride for presence when necessary, not submission, presence. There's another quiet truth. Attraction is not just sexual. It is emotional competence. A man's ability to manage himself, his anger, boredom, fear, creates an attractive field. When you lose discipline, when you allow your life to become noisy with excuses and passive consumption, you shrink. Attraction recedes because your value proposition declines. Men confuse being comfortable with being soft. Comfort is fine. Softness is not the same as comfort. You can be comfortable in life and still be principled, controlled, and aspirational. The man who reads, moves his body, has a clear schedule, tends to his work, and practices restraint creates an atmosphere that invites her to show up. Leadership attracts, chaos repels. Emotional detachment isn't coldness, it's control of your reactions. When you stay steady instead of chasing, pleading, or exploding, you become safe and reliable again, and safety reopens intimacy. But detachment must be paired with empathy. Indifference kills connection. Stay calm, listen without over-explaining, and stop performing desperation. In conflict, don't try to control her. Control yourself. Speak few words, name facts, not insults. Small rituals restore more than arguments. A gentle check-in, a set evening ritual, a specific compliment. Replace accusations with clear requests. Desire after marriage depends on emotional climate, not obligation. If her change breaks core values, contempt, lies, abuse, leaving is an act of integrity. So rebuild your influence by 3 habits. Take ownership of your life, speak clean and calm, and maintain a life outside the relationship. This is not manipulation. It's becoming someone worth staying for. Comfort is earned, respect is cultivated, love is maintained. Become the man she naturally leans toward, not the man begging to be held.